allowing me to be your president for the last 4 years, and prior to that, treasurer of this club for 2 years. As you can tell, I love this club. All, you know, built in. Oh my God! Oh Lord, I never thought this would happen. But club means a lot, and that way all the buttons are made up. And the little memorabilia I dug up from the club over the years. We have such a rich history of this club in Brooklyn, New York. We helped at a president elected of the United States, President Garfield. We don't take credit for his assassination 9 months later. But the amount of votes brought in from Brooklyn carried New York State in the 35 electoral votes. And it was that type of organization that we were founded on. We were founded on against corruption in government. We were against Boss Tweed's machine of corruption and stuff that makes government ugly. And we need to reform that type of government because that's not for the people. We need to be for the people of the United States, people of Brooklyn, people of New York State. Because at the end of the day, we have our soldiers that are fighting overseas to make sure we have that freedom of speech, freedom of expression, as you can see by those signs over here to the left, my right. Where we protest against Hillary Clinton's campaign office. We did it in a nice manner where we didn't destroy anything. We cleaned up the place, cleaner than when we found it, and that's the way it should be done. You know, at the end of the day, we are here to make America better, all of us. Democrat, Republican, whatever your philosophy. Everyone has their beliefs of how they should see what America should be. We should all be together. When we have a time when September 11th happens, I remember seeing from that attic over there above me when I was working at the Board of Elections on September 11th, 2001. I came home, this was my tenant's apartment upstairs. I brought a camera and I looked out that window, and from a distance all I saw was billowing smoke from a distance. By that point, one of the towers had already fallen. I did not know that at the time. I had the TV on inside in there. And then I saw live on TV the second tower falling to the ground. Let me tell you, from that window up there, I screamed, and I yelled, and I cursed. And I know we were all Americans that day. We were all together that day, Democrat, Republican, what have you. We were here to make sure that America will not, the American dream will not die. And we have many enemies against us. ISIS, as we see rearing its ugly head again. We also see how we might have another threat yet again on 4th of July. But that does not deter Americans, that will not deter New Yorkers at all. We will celebrate, we will have our barbecues, and we will enjoy our 4th of July. And we will not make these lowlifes destroy the American dream. If they attack us again, we will all be together again. We will rebuild bigger and better. We will stick together as Americans, all of us, to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And we make sure we can eradicate these lowlifes from the earth, because that's where they belong, down off the face of the earth. So with that being said, I am confident that America will be in a stronger place, hopefully in 2016 when we have a new president in the United States. I am confident that Brooklyn will be on a stronger footing coming forward in the new year and in years to come. We need to build up this Republican Party, the party of Abraham Lincoln. We need to build this party up, and everyone needs to go to communities. We need to get our voice out there. There are many people in lots of communities that have a negative image of the Republican Party. That's because, to our fault too, we don't go to people. For the most part, we don't go to the neighbors and say, "Hi, how you doing? I'm a Republican." And they're like, "Huh? You exist?" and we say, "Yes, we exist." And sometimes we get that opportunity when we have to go around to get petitions, and that's just amongst fellow Republicans. But we need to not just do it amongst fellow Republicans. We have to do it towards fellow Democrats, fellow independents, fellow whatever. We got to make sure we get our voice out there. The immigrant population needs to know that, hey, you don't know it, but you're a Republican because of your work ethic. When you're trying to build a business, you want to make sure that there's less taxes and burden in your life. You want to make sure you have a better school system. That's Republican principles and values. We need to make sure we get that voice out there. And we need to do that neighbor to neighbor, one neighborhood at a time. And we need to start soon. And I'm very confident that Mr. Brandon Washington, the teacher coming, I symbolically. I'm not going to hit you. Symbolically, this is an old gavel that was from the Edmonton G. Surgery Republican Club during the Robert DiCarlo days. You might remember this one.
I do indeed.
Okay, I lifted it on when they were closing doors. I said, could I have it? I said I could have it, and they said yes. So this might have been also Chairman, what was his name? The one from the 1930s to like 1972. What was his name?
At surgery.
No, the chairman of the Republican Party of Brooklyn.
Oh.
Panfilioni.
It escapes me. It'll come back. But this might have been his.
And George Clark.
Office back in,
No, it wasn't George Clark.
back in the day. But symbolically, I would like to pass this gavel, watch, so to speak, to the new generation of the Brooklyn Young Republicans. We will get our message out there, and we will build the Republican Party in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brandon Washington. President Washington.
Thank you. Brandon's good.
I had it in there one time.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
For future reference.
Where'd you wait?
First things first, I definitely want to thank all of you for being here on this nice sunny day. I know that definitely exceeded our expectations. I also want to thank Glenn Osera, for everything he's been doing over the past 4 years. Matter of fact, let's give him a round of applause. Glenn is by far one of the most patriotic, God-fearing men that I've ever known in my life. And I like Glenn a lot. I actually look up to him as a mentor. When I first joined this club about 2 years ago, I had no idea that I would be standing here before you as your new president. And you know what? I am proud to be passed now the torch or the hammer of destiny. But right now, I think that we're in a very critical time in this country and especially in New York. Not so much just because of the social issues that's surrounding us, the things that we find acceptable and the things that we shun away, but the fact that we're moving away from our traditional values as a country, the very same values and principles that made this country so great: entrepreneurship, freedom, liberty, and ingenuity, of course. And it's because of these values that people like myself and you, we're here. Because not only do we love this country, but we also want to see this country grow. And the only way that that's going to happen is if we maintain our values and our principles. And these are the very values that we have right now as Republicans. I'm sorry.
Mr. Softy,
Did you want
by
ice
the way,
cream?
everyone,
Wanted some ice cream.
that's Turkey in the Straw. If you don't know that music, that's called Turkey in the Straw.
Never knew that.
But right now, we need an agenda. And part of my agenda that I hope that all of us can learn to adopt is to go beyond our comfort zone and to reach out to everyday people. Blacks, Latinos, women, because these are the people who feel very disenfranchised by the Republican Party. And of course, I do believe that we bear some of the responsibility for that because of candidates that we've elected in the past, but also because we're dealing with a belligerent party like the Democrats, not to call any names, but it's because of them and because of the way they've used the media to use identity politics to separate us. That's the reason why there's so much division within our society. And what I propose that we do as a club is that we not only come together, but we move forward with an agenda that's going to reach out to everyday people, young people, people in different colleges. Let's talk to them. Let's find out how they feel and, how do they see certain policies that's going on, like how do they view them. I also believe that the only way for us to do that is by showing up to meetings. I gotta be honest with you, I really didn't have a speech prepared. But you know what, I am glad to be a Republican. I am glad to be serving as your president. I do believe that in the near future we're gonna do a lot to change New York, particularly within minority communities. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Boots on the ground, man. Boots on the
Right,
ground.
yeah, boots on the ground. I'm sorry, it wasn't much of a speech. I actually just got back from Wisconsin from a military training exercise this past week, so I didn't really have time to prepare anything. But in the long run, I do believe in unity. I do believe in standing up for what's right, and what's right is what we hold true. So, with that being said, thank you for allowing me to be your president, and I look forward to working with you all in the near future. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what Senator Golden would like to say a couple of words before he has to leave. Thank you for gracing your time here on this 30.
This club wouldn't be what it is today if it wasn't for Glenda Sarah. Let's make that perfectly clear. Natalie and Nick, two of our leaders are here. Give them a round of applause for being here as well. Steve, are you going for... Steve is on his way. He's on his way. Not here yet, but he's on his way.
See the petition.
He's got him in his hand. But if you take a look around this room here, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, it's here. Jewish, Muslim, white, Christian, look around. It's here. It's in this room. Look, this is Brooklyn. This is the American dream. We can make this happen. Women, men, across the board. You name it. This is one of the finest Republican clubs, young Republican clubs in this city. And I may say this state. And you can make it bigger and better under Brendan's leadership. So let's make sure the one thing we have to do is support the leadership of this great organization. And I thank you for giving me the ability to come over here and to swear the officers in and to give them the opportunity to go forward. Whatever this organization is going to need from me or my office, I will be there to work with you and to make sure that we are successful going forward. I want him to be successful, and I want this room to grow. And the only way we can do it is, like he said, neighbor by neighbor, neighborhood by neighborhood. Remember what he said. That's how we're going to do this. That's how we're going to build this party. That's how we're going to break down those barriers. That's how we're going to break down those walls. And that's how we are going to be successful going forward. Thank you all. God bless you all. I have another event and I have to run to it. And enjoy your evening. Thank you. God bless you. Kept with that hammer there. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you. How are you?